Hey guys, how you doing? This is the Blues Man here. We're going to go to Texas and fix my son's Yamaha 115 outboard. It's a 115 horsepower two-stroke Yamaha outboard, and it stopped running at the end of last season, and he hasn't had time to mess with it. And since he's a competition barbecue guy, then I made him a trade. I'll come help him fix his outboard if he fixes me some of that good barbecue. So we're going to go see him. If it's your first time here, welcome to the channel, and if you hit that big red subscribe button down there and hit the like button, we'd really appreciate it. And if you want to ask a question about what we did at the end of this video in the comment section, we'd appreciate that too. We'll try to answer everything in the best way we know how. Anyway, let's get in the car and go to Texas right now. Okay, we're in Texas somewhere. Going to my son's house. I have no idea where he lives now. He just moved, and we're lost. Hey guys, we're in Texas at my son's place, and he's got some trouble with his Yamaha, so we're going to see if we can fix it. We're going to go through the process of diagnosing it one step at a time to see what's wrong with this engine, and we'll use a process of elimination. We'll go from there. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, we're going to check compression on this engine. He's going to turn it over, and I'm going to watch this gauge. Let's see how it looks. Do it again. You're good. Over 120 pounds. That cylinder's good. Okay, we're on second cylinder. We're going to release the pressure. This is where it was last time. We push a little button. All right, we're going to check the cylinder number 2. Hit it. Hit it again. Good. Okay, so what you're looking for is for all 4 of your cylinders, this is a 4-cylinder two-stroke, being the same. No more than maybe 7%, 10% at the most difference in the cylinders. They can be a little low. They can be like 120 or 115 pounds as long as they're all that way. But if one's really lower, what'll happen is you're never going to get it to run right. So anyway, these are all 130 pounds. We're in good shape here. Let's go to the next item. Next thing we did was we put a spark plug in here and held it with a rag and grounded the other end of the plug here. See if there's any spark. There's a good hot spark on all 4 plugs, so that's been eliminated. Now we're going to look at the fuel. Here's what we're doing next. We're checking the fuel delivery, and went on and I wanted to see what was in the bottom of these carbs without taking them off, so I pulled this screw out. I don't know if you can see that one, and that one there to drain the float bowls. And the first one, nothing came out, which tells me the float was stuck. And then I squeezed the primer bulb, and it finally came out. So it might have just dried up in there, but it smelled like varnish. And then we went over here to this side, and where this goes down here, where the fuel comes in, it had a bunch of trash in the bottom. I'll show it to you here. Here it is. This thing had a bunch of trash in the bottom, and so trash is still getting through into his fuel system. And not much is getting to his carbs, but a little bit is. And as evidence, and I've already stuck my finger in this and wiped some of it out, but as evidenced by this, there's some crud in his fuel. So we're going to change he's got an inline filter here, a water separator. We're going to change that, and then we might have to rebuild those carbs. But we're going to get some fresh fuel in there, and let's see where we go from there. Okay, what we've done, change the fuel filter, change the water separator, new battery, new spark plugs, made sure that the carbs were getting fuel and the floats were working properly. We don't really know if the floats are working properly. We know they're getting fuel to the carbs. We don't know yet if they're stopping the fuel from coming in the carbs, but we'll know that in a minute. We've cleaned the strainer over here, and he's trying to put the float bowl
drain plug.
He's trying to put the float bowl drain plugs in there, but he's got fat fingers, and he won't. He's going to have to move that cable out of the way, so he's going to do that. and then we're going to see what it sounds like. Now I noticed when we pulled the plugs out, the bottom two cylinders, they were wet, but the top two plugs were kind of dry, and I think maybe the float was sticking on the top carburetor and causing it to run intermittently, and so that may be our problem. We may have to pull that carb off and see if we can clean it up, because I think it's going to have some debris in it, because he hadn't changed his water separator filter for a long time, and I think he's been buying ethanol fuel. In fact, I know he has, and from a dirty gas station.
But he's not going to do that anymore.
No, he's not going to buy ethanol fuel anymore.
And you're gonna loan me money to buy the non-ethanol.
Yeah, I'm gonna loan him. What? Anyway, we'll see where we are, and we'll let you know in a minute. This is the cool thing about being a dad. You get to be a supervisor, and you don't actually have to get your hands dirty.
What's that called?
And if you can, tilt the trim fluid. Yeah, he just got a little low on trim fluid, that's all. That's usually indicative of a leak, but we can't really see a leak. Okay, what you're looking at is dirty lower unit oil coming out of the lower unit on this Yamaha 115. We're changing it. Just one of the things that needs to be done on this boat. We're trying to get her ready for the season, and of course that much oil didn't come out. He had some oil in there already, and it was dirty and black, so we're going to put fresh lower unit oil in it. What's going to happen, we're going to put fresh lower unit oil in it. We're going to run it a little bit around the lake, then we're going to come back and drain it and do it again. And it didn't. The good thing is it didn't have any fishing line back here under the prop. Didn't have any line back there, and the seal was intact, and it didn't have any water in it, so that's a good sign. So all we just need to do is change it. What you doing over there, biggin? Getting ready for dinner?
Get some grub on.
Yeah, well, you know, you are a barbecue guy. You know, guys, this is my son. His name is Snot-Nose. No, I mean,
It's Snot-Nose today.
And he has his big barbecue trailer in here. So we're gonna do. What are you gonna do? Some fajitas tonight?
Do fajitas tonight, sausage wraps, and some jalapeno diablos.
All right.
For lunch.
Well, last night we had some pork tenderloin, and I wish I could show you his barbecue trailer. He kind of does this competition barbecue thing, and kind of embarrasses me because he cooks so well. Okay, here's what we found out. We had dirty fuel in the engine. He had a fuel filter, water separator that he hadn't changed in a while, and he'd run several tanks of fuel through it. Evidently, he'd been using some gas stations with dirty fuel in it. So we got that all cleaned up, and then his timing advance, which I failed to show you in the video, and I'm going to show you a picture of it now with a red arrow on it. It was a bit sticky, so when he went to start it, maybe that advance hadn't retracted all the way into the start position so it would start. It was advancing the time a little bit. The carbs may still need cleaning and adjusting, and what we're going to do is just run it for a while, and if it still isn't right 100% perfect or as best we can get it, then that's just another opportunity for me to go back to Texas and eat some of his good barbecue and work on his flats boat on his Yamaha. Anyway, we went through it step by step, as you know, and these steps will work on any two-stroke outboard. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and there's another video down here that YouTube thinks you ought to watch, and here's one that I don't think you ought to watch, but you might want to. Thanks, guys.